The Tao of Self-Confidence, Episode 35. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of courageous women finding their inner journey to self-confidence 5 days a week. Want to learn how you can change your inner beliefs and attitudes? Download a free copy of the ebook by visiting thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Well, hello, friend. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who've discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. I'm your host today, Sheena Yap-Chan, and today's guest, she's a special one. I met her about a year ago in Charlotte. We were roommates for an event that we usually go to, and, she's been a constant, inspiration in my own life, just seeing her being able to live the life that she wanted, being able to be there for her children. She is a mommypreneur, teaching other moms out there how to build a business through the internet. And I just love her. she is just the best, right? I mean, every time we see each other, we always have a fun time. We always connect with each other. We always talk about our dreams, our visions, because when you surround yourself with like-minded people, we just have a big heart for supporting women in every single way, right? And without further ado, I just want to introduce you to Sarita Klees. Sarita, how are you today? Maybe you can fill in a little bit more with a guest.
Well, thank you, first of all, Sheena, for having me. I'm just, thrilled to be here, and I just love what you do. And, we do very much share the same vision of empowering women and giving women a voice. So I'm super excited to be here today. So thank you for having me.
I'm just really glad you took the time to do this. It's going to be an awesome episode for sure. So, Sarita, what is your cultural background?
Sure. I'm German. I grew up in Germany the first 20 years of my life. I lived in Germany, but I'm actually a quarter Yugoslav as well, which I'm very, very proud of, my Slavic roots. And then when I was 20, I moved to Australia. So I'm actually living currently in Perth, Western Australia. So I've been here like 15 years now. So I'm almost Aussie. But my background is I'm 3/4 German, 1/4 Yugoslav. So
thanks for sharing that. And what would be your favorite self-confidence quote?
I love quotes, to be honest. And that's one of the things. It's so funny because a little bit of a story about quotes, because I was always really into quotes. And since I was actually 16 or 17, my first place that I lived in when I moved out from my parents was this 12 square meter student home for women. And I would cut out quotes and put them all over my bedroom. And now these days on the internet, everyone's sharing quotes all the time. It's just so funny. So I've got so many quotes that I love. I guess one is, life is not measured by the moments of breath that we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. So I'm very much into, really worshipping, or not worshipping, but, carpe diem, like seizing the day. And because we never know how many days we've got. And that's why I think part of the reason I'm working online is because I don't know how many days I've got with my children. So I want to make the most of it, So that's one. Another one is, we're all in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars. I think that's by Oscar Wilde, because I truly believe that, we all go through struggles. Everyone has their own struggles. But, if you look at the good in everything, you can look at the good or the bad, the glass half full or glass half empty makes a huge difference. Your attitude is everything. And another one, just give me one more. I guess the one by Marianne Williamson is a huge one. The one,
it's the long one, right, with your fears and.
It's a
playing small, it doesn't serve the world. And
that's right. Shining your light, and I think that's my favorite one. I put it as my status like a few times on my Facebook. I think people get sick of it because they've seen it so many times, but I just love that quote because it's truly about we're all matter, and by shining our own light, we give others the permission to shine theirs. And instead of, even in Germany, you're talking cultural backgrounds, and one of the things, because we have such a bad history being Germans, honestly, we do. So it's not been easy being German. And when you go to places, like people make jokes and they think it's funny, and they say things like Heil Hitler, and it's awful because we feel really guilty, like as Germans, about what's happened. And it's not even something that's we have done. It's something that's been done by our grandparents or whatever. But there's a lot of guilt. So we've kind of been taught not to stand out, not to be a leader. And if you want to stand out and be at the top, or it's something, you shouldn't be doing that because it's wrong, because of that background we have. So kind of, it's okay to play small, but, don't try to be a leader or whatever, because we have that bad history, And it's not right, because you can be an inspiring leader. You can inspire women or anyone to, we can get people together and we can do great things and make a difference. But if you play small all the time, you can't make a difference. So that's the background I come from. And I come from a culture background of a lot of guilt that's not been dealt with. And that's one of the reasons I left Germany, because I didn't like how everything was kind of swept under the carpet because people don't want to deal with it, which is fair enough. However, it's still there and it's not helping anyone to play small, So I love that, I want to, part of my reason, part of my vision is to empower women all around the world. And it's okay to be a woman. It's okay to be having fun and shining your light and inspiring people. And you don't have to feel ashamed about it, Like I think lots of women, it took me a long time I still struggle with it, to be honest, but it's okay to shine my own light because that inspires other people, to do the same. And we all have our own special gifts, and I truly believe that everyone got a very special gift, and that's why I love connecting with people like Sheena, because, she has a different gift to me, and I've got a different gift to her, and that's the beauty, we're all so different, and we all got different things to share with the world. So, yeah, so I'm really honored to be here.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. And I love how you brought up about your culture because, a lot of us, we get teased by the cultures that we're in, right? I'm Chinese, I've heard every single Chinese joke, but not a lot of people realize those jokes can really hurt people. Like for me, I'm over it, but there's people out there that really stings, right? Especially when it comes to culture. So it's really, we really should stop doing that as a whole and just learn to just get along. Because we're not our past, right? We're not,
No.
It's not your fault those things happen. It happened and it's over with and we have to start moving on. So I'm really glad you brought that up.
Yeah, because it's actually a big thing because I talked at one of the events to a few of our friends like Paulina and Ingo, them, and we talked about all that because we all come from these different backgrounds and, World War II was a huge thing and many people lost their family members and lives. And it is unfortunately, we still have that passed on pain. It's good that we start talking about this because it's still affecting us. Like, people say when they meet me, "Oh, you're German," and they think it's really cool. And I'm like, I've never felt proud of being German. I've never felt proud about it because there's so much guilt about it, because the first time I watched the movie Schindler's List, I was I think 14, and because in history class we kind of skipped all that part because our history teacher stopped talking about it, and we started talking about football because it's too painful, right? No one wants to talk about it. So when I really realized what happened, I think I was 14 and I watched the movie Schindler's List. I was crying throughout the whole movie. I was like, oh my God. But I know it, I never did it, and I never was a part of it, but it's still, it broke my heart, and I was 14. And we do carry that as a culture, but it's not us, but it still affects us, and it's that it's generational pain and stuff that even get passed on that's not yours. And I totally believe in that, It's just, I think just even having that discussion, being able to talk about it can release all that, and we can talk about it and can move forward. But in the past, people just never talked about it and it was just swept under the carpet. And I think it's just great that we can just talk about it and then can be released and then we can move forward, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Totally. I love that we can just release it and then just, have better things to come in. So,
yeah.
So, Sarita, how would you define self-confidence?
I mean, I personally struggled, and I think I still struggle with self-confidence. I'm a bit of an introvert, so for me, working online is awesome because I can hide behind my computer and I don't have to face a lot of people. Self-confidence, I think it's just a beautiful thing to be able to be yourself. And the beautiful thing about working online is because you're attracting a lot of people to you that are just like yourself. So for me, that's what I love. I've connected with so many people now around the world that are just like myself and, that are part of my team and whatever. And you don't have to be loud, and you can be whoever you want to be, and people are going to get drawn to you. And that's what I love about, I truly believe in abundance for life for everybody. And I think if you just totally are true to yourself and to your heart, there will be people who are drawn to you. I just love the internet because, doesn't matter what I post, some people are going to like it, some people are not going to like it. But what I love about it is that I can connect with people from all over the world, and I never have to bother anyone. Like, I never bother my friends or family or anyone. Like, people just come to me, and that's gave me confidence in myself, yeah. But I think self-confidence, like, personally, I think, yeah, I'm trying, like, I've got 2 children, and my daughter, she's got a lot of confidence right now, but she's at a really good school, she's at a school where it's a bit of an alternative school where it's very like self-motivated learning and stuff, and I really love that. And she's super confident, and because I think it doesn't matter how smart you are. Like, my brother is super, super smart, but he struggled with self-confidence, and that's why he didn't get the job that he wanted in the end and things like that. And in the end of the day, it doesn't matter how smart you are. If you don't have social skills, if you feel like you're too scared to put your dream out there, it can be a huge self-sabotage. So I think self-confidence is it's one of the most important skills that you can give to your children or have for yourself, because really it doesn't matter how smart you are. If you're too scared to put your idea or your invention or whatever it is, your passion out there, no one's going to see it, And there's always going to be the early worm gets the what's it? The bird. The early worm gets the early bird gets the worm, right?
Yeah.
So, and I've seen it actually many times with some of my friends who are really actually talented, and they never put their stuff out, and someone else is there before them, and they miss out because they hadn't had the confidence to put it out first, And especially with working online, that's part of possibly the reason I've been successful is I just put it out there because my why was so big. Like, if I wouldn't have been able to make this work, I would have had to leave my children and had someone else look after my children. So it wasn't about me anymore. So it was easier for me to be confident about it because I was like, if I don't post this video right now, if I don't finish my video challenge or whatever, then maybe next month I have to look for a job and someone else will look after my children. And I was not willing to do that. So that helped me just do it, even though I knew it wasn't perfect. And the truth is that, it's never going to be perfect ever. Usually, the early bird gets the worm, right? So just do it. And people will actually like you more because they can relate to you, because they can relate to someone who's not perfect, If you look perfect and you've got everything is perfect, no one can relate to you in the end anyway. So it works in your favor not to be perfect. That's what I've learned.
Thank you. I love that. And it's true. Action trumps everything. So, Sarita, what was your life like before, your own discovery of self-confidence?
To be honest, when I was 16, I guess most women and most, I guess, even guys, when they're 15, 16, it's difficult, I had a lot of self-hatred. I hated my parents. I hated my dad. Now I've got compassion, But at that time, I wasn't very happy. I wasn't happy with myself. Wasn't happy with my parents. Wasn't happy with my childhood. Self-development helped me a lot. So since I was 16, I started looking at, reading, and I started doing even like seeing psychologists and helping myself. And I've been on that road ever since. And I'm so grateful that I started very early because, I even went to India and lived in an ashram for 3 months when I was like 20. And I did lots of crazy things, but it really helped me just being okay with who I am. And all the different tools that I did, like self-development and different therapies that I did, and EFT, and there's certain things that you can do to help yourself to be okay with who you are, because in the end of the day, nobody is perfect. And I truly, self-love is a huge thing for me, that I focus on, because you truly can't love or have compassion or understanding, I believe, for anyone else if you don't have love and compassion for yourself. And I didn't have that when I was 16. I really didn't. I didn't have love for myself. I didn't have love for other people. I judged everybody. I hated everybody, including my parents. And I think now I'm 35. I'm truly okay with who I am. I know I've got still a lot of things that I need to improve and work on and be a better person. But I love myself despite all those faults, because I realize that nobody is perfect. And I think one of the major lessons for me was to say I'm going to be my own best friend. You always look for best friends. You always look for people to save you or whatever. But in the end of the day, you only got yourself. And if you're your own best friend and listen to, like, what would your own best friend say when you're in a really bad place? Yeah, be friends with yourself, because in the end of the day, we all have that inner child in us that needs love. And I totally believe that we have that little girl. I still got that little girl in me. And I've got a male side, I've got a female side. And the more work you do on yourself, the more you realize all these things. And if you can make sure that you are okay, then you can also have truly meaningful relationships with other people and feel like you can truly have compassion with people and know we're all on a journey together. And it's not easy, but it's worth it, I highly recommend anyone to just keep on doing self-development. And even for myself, I continuously work on myself. I continuously listen to audiobooks. I see a counselor every 2 weeks. I see a massage therapist, a healer, sound healer every 2 weeks. I continuously make sure that I'm okay so I can serve my people better, I think especially when you start working online, and I've been quite successful, I need to make sure that, I clear myself out enough to be able to be the best person to anyone that joins me. So you've got to continuously keep clearing yourself out, because if you can't help yourself, how can you help others? So I think you never stop learning. I will continuously be on that path of self-healing, self-transformation. I don't think it ever stops. And I think I'll still be doing this when I'm 80 or 90. I don't think you ever stop learning and growing and healing yourself,
I totally agree. Self-development is a journey that you take on forever, right? It's like once you do it, you can't stop. It's kind of like showering, right? You're not going to stop showering, right? You have to do it every single day if you want to smell good. So Sarita, what's your life like now? Going through that personal development. I mean, how is your life like right now, right this minute?
I just moved to my own new place, which that's why I think there might be an echo because all the furniture not there yet. So I moved to a different room because there was quite an echo. Yeah, so I'm living on my own with my 2 babies, which I'm very excited about because, having that independence, knowing that I can totally self-provide, working part-time online, it's a dream come true. And also knowing that I travel a lot, and I love traveling. That was one thing that I really missed before I started working online. I've always been a traveler. I love traveling. But once I had my kids, that kind of stopped because money was running out, And since I started this work online, I'm actually traveling every 2 to 3 months, and I can tax deduct it all. And I love traveling. So I travel. I get, my kids are at school, which I love. Like, they're at a school where I can actually, today I had lunch with both my kids at school because I'm allowed to, they're like an alternative kind of school where it's an open policy for children or children and parents. I could be there all day if I want to. I can just come whenever I want to go. And it's the best next thing to homeschooling for me. So for me to have that freedom, especially because I work online, I can truly, like, I go there with my daughter. I stay however long I want. Today I stayed for lunch with my boy, and we're allowed to, and it's like I have the freedom to be there and really be fully present in her, life and education, and just having that freedom I wouldn't have if I would have a normal job. So I just love that I'm actually get paid to travel these days because I'm speaking quite a bit too. I get paid to travel. I can tax deduct everything I do that I love, and I can be way more present, I guess, than I ever could be if I had a normal job in my children's life. So I'm super, super grateful that I started working online. Yeah.
That's awesome. And, I love just seeing pictures of you and your babies, just you living your life out there and, moving into your new place. Congratulations. And
thank you.
Sarita, if the listeners wanted to connect with you more or maybe wanted to get to know you a little bit more, what you do, is there a website or any social media profiles we could connect with you with?
Yeah, sure. So obviously Facebook is huge. So I've got my www.facebook.com/SaritaD.Klees. People can send me a Facebook message, but I do get a lot of messages these days. So I think the quickest way to reach me would be to email me, saritadklees@gmail. Sorry, let me just see. saritadklees, yes, saritadklees@gmail.com would be actually easier, because sometimes I just get so many new friend requests that I don't even see some people's messages, which I really apologize about. But so I think my email would be safer if people want to urgently contact me. So it's saritadklees@gmail.com. And then I've also got my blog, which is www.abundanceforlife.net. So that's www.abundanceforlife.net. They can learn a bit more about me. But yeah, I'm very, very active on Facebook pretty much every day. And then I've got my blog, and if people really want to urgently reach me, best to email me, because I won't miss those messages, because I seem to lose a lot of messages in my other inbox on Facebook, and I'm really grateful about. So, I'm really excited that I've never been successful ever in my life. So I'm just learning how to handle it all, but I just love that I can just be myself, and a lot of people want to work with me. So that's really cool.
Thank you so much. And to be honest, Sarita, with all the success you've had, you're still the same down-to-earth person, which I really love about you, because you're still the same, and it's a great thing to be successful and be humble at the same time. So that's a quality I think that's not most people have when they're successful. Some of them, the ego gets in the way. So I'm just really glad that you still do what you do what you love, you preach the same things, and that's why so many people can come to you, right? You attract these like-minded people because they see how genuine you are. And to the listeners out there, if you want to connect more with Sarita, just head on over to the taoofselfconfidence.com, search for Sarita's name. Her show notes will pop up along with everything else we talked about. And I really just want to thank Sarita for taking the time to share her story. So Sarita, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, Sheena. I'm so happy.
To the listeners out there, be on the lookout for another new episode of another amazing woman's journey to self-confidence, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye for now. Thank you for joining us on another episode of the Tao of Self-Confidence. Visit thetaoofselfconfidence.com for links to everything we chatted about today, as well as killer resources, gifts, and so much more. Subscribe to the Tao of Self-Confidence on iTunes or Stitcher to hear more stories of amazing women finding their inner journey to self-confidence.